Alright, so just recently, Destroy Humans finally released on Google Stadia. So I decided to sign up for the free trial of Stadia and try out Destroy Humans to see how it was. And this is how it went. Now the first time I played this on Stadia, I actually used the touchscreen controls. Now the B button is cut off of the screen because my phone is wider than the 16:9 aspect ratio. So there's going to be some of the side cut off. Here you can see that there is a little bit of choppiness, but it doesn't make the game unplayable.
We can peer into the minds of lower life forms via the cortex scan. Rip the preliterate thoughts from their pathetic little brains.
Playing the game with touch controls just isn't really as great, to be honest. Later on, I do try using a controller, and it is much, much better. However, I do gotta say that the touch controls on Stadia are actually better than other touch control games that I've played on phones and tablets in the past.
Take a spin in your saucer, get a feel for the controls, and then go ahead and start shooting!
The saucer was the weirdest thing to control during this session. Something kind of disappointing about the Stadia version, the saucer's death ray does not leave burn marks into the ground. I don't really know why this is a thing on this version, but perhaps in the future they'll update it and it'll do that. And you know what's good about it is you won't have to download the update because it's already in the cloud. While you're holding the L2 button, you could also move it around as if it was the left thumbstick. So you can actually be moving around while pointing downwards, but you don't get the same tactile feedback that a thumbstick on a controller would do. You don't really know where the center is. On a real controller, it just goes back to the center by itself. But a touchscreen, there is no way to do that. The same applies with R2 and R1 and L1.
Excellent work, Crypto!
Here's some footage of me playing the game in person. So here you'll actually be able to see how much of a delay the game actually has. And what surprised me was there is such a small input delay that you don't even notice it when you're playing. Watching this video, you can kind of see it, but during gameplay, it's basically not even a thing. Also, please excuse my dirty phone screen. The lighting was just unfair for this.
Bring it on, bad guys. I'm going all Joe Friday. I have a
What we need is the dumbest, weakest-willed, most malleable human we can find. Admittedly, the competition will be fierce.
Playing this on my phone with the PlayStation controller was actually pretty great. If I want to play Destroy Humans in the Go now, I could actually just bring a controller and my phone with me and play it wherever, as long as I have a Wi-Fi connection. Now, if I had unlimited data, then it would be a whole different story. I could also bring my laptop with me to play the game, but my phone is just so much more portable than the laptop, so it's so much more convenient. Now Stadia also works on computers as well, as long as you have Google Chrome. So I opened up Chrome and started playing it in there. And it looked like the input delay was even smaller on there. Well, then again, I had the controller wired to the computer. But this is also great for people that have weaker computers. If your Wi-Fi is fast enough and you have a computer that can run Chrome but not games, then this might be good for you.
Going on by scanning them.
To curve and perfect. Damn it, I lost it.
The scan targets have been killed! This was supposed to be a research mission, not a bloodbath!
Here I'm just quickly showing the game running on the computer, then just quickly hopping over to the phone. Very seamless. And then going back onto the computer. Now this video is in 30 FPS, however, the game was actually running in 60 FPS on PC. Stadia version, however, I think did hit 60 FPS at some times, but it also depends on how fast the internet is. Now to take a look at some screenshots that I took. So this one, I don't really understand why, but that car is really, really bright. Over here we got a nice view of the beach, and it looks pretty great. And since I played on the phone, you can't really tell how much different the graphics are compared to other versions. Also then here, I didn't get any video of this, but this car was actually driving around by itself. So this version of the game, it does seem to be a bit buggy, but it's still playable. Anyway, that's going to conclude this video about Destroy Humans. I actually kind of enjoy Stadia so far. I've only been playing with it for a few hours so far, but it's actually not as bad as I had thought it would be. Now, streaming this game might not be the best for you. If you got at least 10 megabits per second download, you should be fine.